everyone. What do you do when opportunity knocks on your door? Do you grab at it and then find yourself second guessing the decision you made? Do you constantly ask yourself, did I make the right decision? It's easy to doubt yourself, especially in today's world when there are just so many choices to make. When I decided to move from sunny California to the beautiful southern Oregon coast, I was confident and excited. My new home nestled amongst the trees along the Chetco River, 3 miles outside of town. The house had enchanted me the moment I laid eyes on it. I could hardly wait for the workers and the painters to finish up so I could move in and enjoy its promise of peaceful serenity. So the day finally came. I moved in. And once alone, to my shock, a rush of anxiety consumed me. It began each time I drove that narrow 2-lane winding river road to and from town. The ghost of my dead husband, Jack, appeared in the passenger seat. He had always worried about everything, especially new situations. And now he has risen from his grave to tell me what a mistake I have made. I can't see him, but he's in the car. And he's relentless. You're crazy for moving to Oregon. Don't you know how much it rains there? And you're going to miss California sunshine. He tries to convince me that the river road is dangerous. Did you know, he says, more people are killed on 2-lane highways than they are on 6-lane freeways? When he gets like this, he just won't shut up. You don't even know anyone here. What will you do if something goes wrong? I reminded him that my girlfriend had moved here a year before me, and she had begged me to move here. But my tummy tightens up into a knot, betraying me, because it reminds me she was nearly as critical as my late husband is. I wondered why I even kept her as a friend. I'm angry now. I take a sharp curve faster than I should. My knuckles are white as I grasp the steering wheel, and my eyes are glued on the road. If he weren't dead, he'd be giving me this narc eye look right now. He says, you know I'm right. Are you forgetting? Remember what the locals told you? We won't exactly be living 3 miles alone, living outside of town. This is where our argument would have escalated if he were really in the passenger seat and not dead. I can't help but react, even though that he's not there. I can't help but react. I startle myself. I'm yelling out loud. We? Really? I shoot a fiery look of my own at the empty seat where I think he is. I know he's not there, but still, I'm pissed. I clenched my teeth. I didn't say out loud what I was thinking. Do you remember? I was alone before I met you, I tell him. And should I remind me, you died and left me alone. But even as I argued, I knew he was right. I knew what he was referring to, too. The locals had warned me. They said, because you're living so far out of town, you're sharing your space with mountain lions and bears. I had paid him no mind then. But now, I stopped the accelerator faster just to try to leave Jack's ghost in the dust. But there's no dust in Oregon. Now I feel even worse because now it's just me and my own mind. I don't know which is worse. I slam on the brakes to slow down. What if I hit a deer with my little car as I scanned both sides of the road? I remember how I'd sworn I would stay alert every time I drove this road. I didn't want to hit a deer, but already I'd forgotten that promise. I urged my car a little closer to hug the middle line. But if I have to go outside after dark, isn't that when the predators prowl? But I take a deep breath. That's okay. I just won't go outside after dark. But what if I have to come home in the dark from a meeting or something that lasts days when the days are shorter? Suddenly, I'm feeling like a fool. Even though I know the only predator in my mind is in my mind, but my mind is out of control. So it also brings up now about how the locals had also warned me about the vicious, fierce winter winds. Trees fall across the road, they said. So now I notice it seems like every tree is leaning towards the road. What if one falls on me now? Or what if one crashes into my bedroom when I'm sleeping? Finally, I approach my driveway. My heart's racing. I stomp on the accelerator so my little car groans in complaint as it crawls up the steep incline. Even my driveway is challenging. My girlfriend has named it Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Slipping into my car part, I come to a stop and I let out a deep breath I'd been holding. During the short distance from town to my home, I had succeeded in tearing up that decision of buying this house into shreds. I can't come up with one good reason why I've bought this place. What have I done? I've made a mistake. Moving here was a bad idea. My dead husband is right. I'm crazy. How many times have you done what I just demonstrated? When something once which seemed so right now seems so wrong? In the end, I kept my house. How could I not? It was so enchanting. And in spite of my fears, I chose to not go running and crying back to California. I just endured the drive back and forth to town until one day I realized something amazing had happened. Every time I maneuvered that now familiar 2-lane road, I did it with ease. Not only was the drive comfortable, it had become magical and spiritual and meditative. I had stuck it out long enough that it had become familiar. And here is what I've discovered. The cure for my anxiety was never about the decision itself. It was never about whether it was right or wrong, or whether I should stay or go, because no matter whether I had remained or hightailed it back to California to the familiar, there would have been that decision to be made. And as sure as night follows day, anxiety would have raised its ugly head if I didn't figure out the root of my anxiety. So, what is the cause of my anxiety? What are the steps we can take to arrive at the right decision, to grab the right opportunity without getting sucked up into the depths of a whirlpool of emotions? The first step seems to be simple enough. After careful consideration, I make the decision. when an opportunity knocks on my door. You can pray about it first if you are one to do that sort of thing. But either way, make a decision. And the second step is make a commitment to accept the outcome of your decision, no matter what. In other words, marry your decision. And then when self-doubt, the waves of self-doubt come along, you have already made a commitment to see it through. And number 3, that's the secret sauce. Number 3, you must trust the outcome. If you prayed first to whomever you think is running the show, then the big guy will be driving. And I guarantee your journey through the sneaker wave experience of anxiety will be an amazing ride. On the other side, if you believe you are running the show yourself and everything is up to you, then your journey will be much like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. But either way, whether you drive or you let the big guy drive, whether you take the kiddie ride or the wild one, because you made the commitment, I guarantee you will be empowered by seeing it through. And here's what happened to me. I had signed up for the hard ride at first until I understood I didn't have to drive. I could go first class and that there was an easier, softer way. So here's what it is like now. On winter days, when the rain is relentless and acting out its wildest possibilities, threatening to spill over into the river road, even though the winter is cold and drenching and opens all the doors for countless doubts of why I moved here, I am committed. I trusted my decision, and my courage was rewarded. My view as I drive up and down that deadly road, it was first class. The view was just first class and amazing. Today, I get to witness the river's churning white crests as she rushes to her fate and shivers just before the ocean swallows her up. And in the summer, when her waters offer up glittering diamonds on her mirrored surface, well, it takes my breath away. And so far, I have not hit a deer. But a tree did fall on my house while I was sleeping. But it only hit my carport, and it missed my car by 1 inch. One morning, I woke up to 20 bats who had invaded my living space during the night. Talk about anxiety. I had no desire to spend my time in pondering that decision. Would opening up all the doors let in even more bats, or would they just all leave? I didn't mess around. I made a decision and trusted and accepted the outcome. Whichever way it went down. I trusted I could handle the outcome. In less than 5 minutes after I opened the doors, they were gone. Like magic. Today, my perception of my now familiar river road has been transformed. It is not a whale swallowing me up. It has become a 3-mile canopy of natural beauty. And each time I drive it, it's like entering into Alice's rabbit hole. It leads me into a wonderland that fills me with joy and an awe like nothing I have ever experienced. So I suggest to you, when opportunity knocks on your door, consider those 3 steps and then take the ride. First class or not, hard or the easier, softer way. Either way, it will transform you. Thank you so much for listening. I love you, and I hope to meet you as we ride first class through this beautiful life. I'm Judy Howard, and I'm making it happen.